Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I'm sharing with you 5 brand new car and track mods for Assetto Corsa. We got a ton of super cool stuff on this list. We got 2 road cars and 3 fantastic circuits for you to drive them on. So I think we got a little bit of something for everybody today. Before we get into it though, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my second channel, JC Racing. I do more broader sim racing content on there, so if you do drive more than Assetto Corsa and it sounds interesting to you, it'll be the top link in the description below. But without further ado, let's get right into the first circuit on the list, and this is the Hungaroring 2022 by Fenner. This is in version 1.0. This can be found on his Patreon, however it is free for everybody, and of course it's the Hungaroring. If you watch Formula 1, I'm pretty sure you know what this circuit is, and if you follow GT racing even, I'm sure you also know what the Hungaroring is. It's Hungary's premier FIA Grade 1 circuit. It's 4.4 kilometers long, and this layout features 30 pits, which means if you want to have an expanded F1 grid or a nice sized GT grid, you will be able to do that. There's been a ton of super cool GT3 cars coming out for Assetto recently, so this is a super cool circuit to take them on. Fenner puts out some fantastic work. I'm sure you have his updated Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya that is used by the Pyre extension. I have no doubt that Pyre will use this track for the Hungaroring extension in this coming weekend. So download it now so you're prepared for that when his extension does drop. You can find this one in the link in the description below. Next up, we have the first car on this list, and this is the 2005 Mazda MX5 Roadster, the NC Miata, and I think in my and a lot of people's opinions, the ugliest Miata, but I still think in a way this thing looks cool in its own certain way. This thing has 160 brake horsepower, 188 newton meters of torque. It just weighs 1,058 kilograms though. This is of course redesigned from the NA and NB Miatas that by the time this rolled around were pretty much going on about 15 years old. So this was a maybe welcomed refresh. I don't know, I was born in 2005, so I don't really know what was going on with car culture back then. However, I think it is a little bit too chubby for my personal liking. The car is a little bit bulbous and circular, but that's kind of just how cars in the early 2000s looked. It's got a ton of super cool color options as well. It's got some blues, some purples, some greens, some reds, some pinks. So if you're into taking screenshots, I think this will be a super cool car to have. You can find this one in the link in the description below. Next up, we have Circuit Gerard 2023. This is made by Mad Brain, and it is in version 1.0. If you don't know what Circuit Gerard is, it is a French, long, flowing, hilly circuit. In fact, it's kind of like the Nordschleife, so a lot of people do call it the Nordschleife of France. The full extended layout is 8 kilometers long, but it does have a little bit more of a conventional circuit layout that is only 4 kilometers long. This thing has 35 pits as well, so if you want to take some bigger grids on it, you can. As for cars you're going to want to race around here, I think some classics are really going to be where this is at. It's a very narrow circuit, very tight and twisty, so I don't think you're going to want to take Formula 1 cars on it or anything like that. Just some smaller classic cars, maybe some classic F1 cars if you want to really get crazy, but this is a super cool track, and it is kind of a revival of it because this track was kind of decaying in its older state. So super cool to have it updated here in Assetto Corsa. You can find this one in the link in the description below. Next up, we have one of the most iconic road cars ever made and one of my absolute favorite cars of all time. This is the Ferrari Enzo, of course, named after the man who founded Ferrari, Enzo Ferrari. Just kind of flip the name around, if you will. This thing is an absolute beast. 642 brake horsepower, 657 newton meters of torque, and it all weighs 1,365 kilograms. This is made by the fantastic guys over at MNBA. This is a Forza Horizon 5 conversion for the model with their own physics and things like that. So always super high quality. MNBA cars are always conversions, so if you aren't really into that, then you might want to skip out on this car. But if you're looking for a fantastic recreation of the Ferrari Enzo here in Assetto Corsa, then look no further than this mod. You can find this in the link in the description below. And finally, we have the Lamar Bugatti circuit. If you don't know what this circuit is, I don't really blame you because it's definitely heavily overshadowed by its bigger endurance racing famous counterpart. But this is the circuit that any kind of normal non-Le Mans 24-hour racing takes place at Le Mans. MotoGP races here. I think a couple other GT series do as well. This is, I think, actually a pretty cool circuit. It uses the Le Mans 24-hour front straight, Dunlop chicane and all that, but instead of going down the hill, going onto the Mulsanne, you're going to make a right turn, and you're going to go into this interior circuit. It's super cool, and this track is very, very well modeled. It's 4.2 kilometers, and it's got 30 pits, so it'll pretty much handle whatever kind of grid you want to throw around this thing. You can find it in the link in the description below. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you did enjoy this video, a like and a sub would mean a lot. Keep an eye out on the channel because I have a super cool video coming very, very soon on something I think a lot of you guys will actually enjoy messing around with. But yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure to go check out JC Racing. Once again, it'll be the top link down in the description below. And I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.